Tonight at 6, Tarrant County changes course. What they may do now to fight the spread of West Nile virus, and where you'll definitely see aerial spraying soon.
Ready?
Is this man an artist or a problem? The decision happening in Dallas that may change the look of your neighborhood.
Strong thunderstorms now north and west of the Metroplex. They'll be moving in our area tonight and through the overnight period. I'm tracking all the changes. News 8 at 6 starts now.
Live from Victory Park, this is News 8 Now in high definition.
Good evening, I'm John McKay.
And I'm Gloria Campos. Let's get right to the West Nile watch. A lot of information has been coming into our newsroom all day since we left you at 5. Dallas County confirmed 17 new cases. These are some of the biggest developments today. Highland Park, University Park, Garland, and Mesquite have all approved aerial spraying. We've also confirmed those planes will arrive tomorrow. In Fort Worth, they'll begin ground spraying for the first time.
News 8 has a team coverage of today's developments, including that major change of plans in Tarrant County.
So let's get right to Channel 8's Jim Douglas in Fort Worth. Jim, we understand the crews will begin ground spraying tomorrow night. First time in 20 years.
Yeah, the decision by Fort Worth to start ground spraying is a big reversal. Up until now, the city has said it didn't see the benefit, but that has changed as the number of West Nile cases keeps rising.
Most cities in Dallas County spray for mosquitoes. Only a half dozen Tarrant County cities do. Until now. Starting Wednesday night, Fort Worth will target certain neighborhoods that show a high level of West Nile cases or a high concentration of mosquitoes that test positive for the virus.
We have put out traps this last weekend. We'll get data back on those traps late tomorrow.
The director of code compliance says foggers will saturate the same streets over and over to kill adult mosquitoes.
Fogging from a truck, and it would drive the same neighborhood 3 nights in a row.
Brandon Bennett says Fort Worth will hire contractors to fog for the first time in 20 years.
I'm with the City of Fort Worth Code Compliance, and we're in the neighborhood.
Also today, code inspectors began knocking on doors and asking each resident to check on 5 neighbors to make sure standing water is drained.
We are still emphasizing prevention.
Tarrant County Health Department officials told county commissioners the overwhelming number of West Nile victims so far were not using repellent. They said 2/3 of the cases have been the milder variety, and that at this point, aerial spraying is not the best weapon. But that could change.
If our municipalities were telling us we're getting overwhelmed.
Now, Fort Worth will hold a public meeting tomorrow to explain what it's doing, when and where. Officials say this substance is toxic to honeybees, but they say it will be used in very low concentrations and only when bees are not active. But that's obviously a big concern. Live in Fort Worth, Jim Douglas, Channel 8 News.
All right, Jim. Now to Garland. Health officials called an emergency meeting after the city confirmed its 17th human case. David Schechter was inside that meeting. Good evening, David.
Well, there seems to be some division among mayors about how to act between city to city. Garland declared an emergency just a little while ago and approved that spraying measure, but other communities are going with more of a wait-and-see approach. The city of Garland has 18 West Nile cases, met for 2 hours listening to the pros and cons from the public. Decided this.
I would recommend, I don't dare tell elected officials what to do, but if they ask me my opinion, it is to take this matter very serious. I recommend that they convene a meeting and consider, and I would recommend participating in this area spraying.
I've got to be very cautious in how we move forward, hearing both sides, hearing today some individuals that had been in areas where the cities had decided to spray pesticide and the harm impact that they've had to deal with now for the rest of their lives.
There's the difference between the two mayors. That first one was the mayor of Garland, second, the mayor of DeSoto. According to county officials, spraying is not required in DeSoto because it is south of I-30. Right now they're focusing north of I-30. Southern communities, in fact, were not invited to an emergency meeting about spraying. However, today that changed. They were given the option to spray. We don't know if that'll happen yet in DeSoto, but come Friday at 10 p.m., aerial spraying will begin here in Garland. Reporting live, David Schechter, Channel 8 News.
So we want to update you on the newest numbers of human West Nile cases just into our newsroom within the last hour. Here's the latest tally. In Dallas County, 207 cases. Tarrant County, 171. Denton County, 83. And Collin County, 26. To protect yourself, head to WFAA.com. We put together a city-by-city list of spraying schedules and confirmed human cases. It's all right there on the front page of our website. And now to more big developments we're watching in the Weather Center.
Meteorologist Julie Bologna is in for Pete tonight. She's tracking storms that are headed for us right now. Julie?
And right now, John and Gloria, just getting word in from the National Weather Service that we have a severe thunderstorm watch for parts of the area now in effect until 1 a.m., including in some of those counties, places like Clay County, Archer, Collin, Denton, Grayson. We're down to Jack and Montague County. We're working on the graphic right now. We'll have it for you in just a minute or so. Heading down toward Young County, Hopkins County. So most of the Dallas-Fort Worth viewing area under that severe thunderstorm watch through 1 a.m. Here's the latest right now. By looking at our radar, you can see that the area is now under the gun to the north and west of Dallas and Fort Worth, anywhere from Gainesville back towards places like Bowie, Decatur, Archer City, Wichita Falls. We're now seeing the potential for these strong or severe thunderstorms. Closer inspection shows you that Decatur now seeing some wet weather to the north and west of you, back toward Jacksboro, up toward Montague. Heavy rain, some gusty winds or damaging winds, lightning, as well as some hail. All along this frontal boundary, that combined with the disturbance coming out of the north and west, giving us that potential as we head through the evening period. You can see becoming more widespread late tonight through the overnight. We'll track more of this activity. We'll have that updated watch all coming up in a few more minutes.
All right,
back to you.
We've learned the College Station man accused of killing 2 people was 2 months behind on his rent. Constable Brian Bachman was delivering a notice for Thomas Kafal to appear in court yesterday. Kafal also died in that shootout. 4 others were injured, including Dallas native Barbara Town Holdsworth. Holdsworth was shot in the back while helping her daughter, a Texas A&M student, move in. She's in serious condition tonight.
Well, remember this? July 4th fire destroyed this house in Central Oak Cliff. Neighbors told us they repeatedly called 911 over a 6-minute period, only to hear the line ring and they hang up.
Well, the city explained a spike in the number of calls forced some to wait. But the city promised some improvements, and we've confirmed they are on the way. Channel 8's Brad Watson joins us now live with what that scene looks like now and what's ahead for 911. Brad?
Well, that's right, John. The July 4th fire destroyed Dora Fuller's home, and then just a few days later, the city came in and bulldozed the rest because they said it was a health hazard, and as you can see, just a vacant lot is out here now. But the family hopes to rebuild, and the city hopes a 911 upgrade also rises from what happened here.
The house fire pointed up a 911 weakness when calls spiked, like the night of a holiday. The city will spend $70,000 in the coming budget to prevent what happened that night.
One of the things we're looking to do is reduce the amount of time that people would be hearing a ring before something would pick up.
So when 911 lines are open, a caller will get ringing no more than 15 seconds instead of 30. The night of the fire, a wave of calls occupied the 13 call takers and the 13 backup lines with a recording. Police say at one point 44 calls were on hold. With the improvements, the recorded lines will almost double to 24. But in a crush, there's still the chance a caller will get ringing and must not hang up to avoid losing the place in line. At a budget briefing, Mayor Rawlings questioned if the upgrade is enough.
You feel that we've got enough money in there to minimize the chances of the situation that happened in Mr. Carraway's neighborhood?
It will improve that situation, yes, sir. Those improvements would have helped that situation out.
How much? Significantly or marginally?
Significantly.
Dora Fuller now lives with relatives and through a city program hopes to rebuild on her lot. Her family still believes a quicker response would have limited the damage.
But we're hurt because we lost a family home. But if the city wants to improve and help the city as a whole, we're for that. We support that.
The 911 upgrade should be done by mid-October. Brad Watson, Channel 8 News.
Coming up, an update on a story we've followed for months. A Kennedale teacher accused of having sex with not one but several students heads to court.
Plus, a setback for the Army major accused in the Fort Hood shooting. We'll tell you what a judge decided today.
Plus, we'll check in with the Cowboys. What do they think of last night's game? We'll hear from them coming up.
A developing story in Kennedale. A former Kennedale teacher on trial accused of having sex with her students.
Case against Brittany Collops began with the showing of a video of her apparently having group sex with teen boys. Some of those boys took the stand today. Now, we're not showing the alleged victims' faces because of their age and the nature of the alleged crimes.
And that was the first time that you went over there with somebody else. That was the first time that multiple people had sex with her together. Correct.
Married mother of 3 faces up to 20 years in prison if she is convicted.
The Army psychiatrist charged in the deadly Fort Hood shooting rampage will go on trial next week. Today, a military judge refused to delay Major Nidal Hassan's case. Hassan is charged with 13 counts of premeditated murder and 32 counts of attempted premeditated murder in the November 2009 attack. Hassan was held in contempt of court again today for refusing to shave his beard. Obviously, this is the old picture. There you see the new one. And beards are an Army violation. Hassan's attorneys have said he won't shave because it's an expression of his Muslim faith. If he doesn't shave it, though, a judge says the Army may do it forcibly. A new plan to cut crime could actually help beautify Dallas. Coming up, how eyesores like this could be transformed into works of art. That's still ahead. New tonight, look closely. What do you see here, art or an eyesore?
It's a question Dallas public safety leaders tried answering today. Channel 8's Rebecca Lopez was there. She joins us now live from Singleton Avenue in downtown Dallas with one example of what the city is trying to encourage. Rebecca?
Well, that's right. Dallas police say they want to see more of this, what they say is street art, rather than taggers tagging places all over the city. And they want to give them a place where they can show their work. And they presented this idea to members of the Dallas City Council's Public Safety Committee today.
Nicholas Bowers looks at an empty concrete wall and sees a canvas.
Big, ugly gray wall that nobody wants to look at. So at least it's something decorative to look at.
He says he's a reformed tagger. The Belmont Hotel asked him to paint this wall.
It's not always vandalism. Sometimes it's just decorative and that kind of thing.
Dallas police are working with taggers to stop this illegal tagging and only tag in designated areas. The taggers would sign an agreement and possibly get recognition for their work.
If they do this legally, is there a way we can find kind of conduits where they could be recognized in art galleries and then possibly get some monetary compensation for their artistic skills?
The city would have free walls where taggers could do what they want, but it's a crime to tag anywhere, so not everyone likes this idea.
I think it's really interesting that we're calling vandals artists now.
Councilwoman Sandy Grayson says businesses are tired of constantly having to paint over their walls and think the city should work harder to catch the taggers and punish them, not reward them.
I just have very little sympathy for these so-called artists that feel they need to express themselves.
DPD says the writing is on the wall. Taggers will cooperate with them or go to jail.
DPD estimates there's probably about 200 taggers around the city, and again, they don't think that this is a panacea, that this is going to eliminate all tagging, but they do think that it will at least decrease graffiti around the city. Reporting live, Rebecca Lopez, Channel 8 News.
You know, we know this is a hot topic, so we asked our Facebook fans to weigh in.
All right, we asked if graffiti taggers deserve space of their own to display their work of art. Take a look at this. The first time ever, 100% of you said yes. Thanks for sounding off. Listen to that.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
No, never.
Amazing stuff. Well, it looks like that may be moving forward if the viewers have their say.
Right.
And storms moving in, guys.
Yeah,
how about that? Some much needed rain headed our way. But unfortunately, we're paying the price with some gusty winds, heavy rain and lightning. Some strong to severe thunderstorms on tap for us. And here's the latest graphic we prepared for you just before 6 o'clock. The watch came in, and here it is. It's just now north of Dallas and Fort Worth toward Bridgeport, Denton, McKinney, Gainesville, and Sherman. You're under a severe thunderstorm watch until 1 a.m. So these storms coming in late tonight through the overnight period. Now, the National Weather Service not including Dallas and Fort Worth, but I'm still keeping in the chance for showers and thunderstorms, possibly even severe for all of the Metroplex. Here's the latest activity now on the radar, and you can see that it's mainly to the north and west, from Gainesville and Sherman back to Bowie into Archer City and Graham. We'll take you in a little bit closer, and you can see very heavy rain. We're getting reports of gusty winds to about 50 miles per hour and even a lot of lightning. And that's toward you in Alvord, coming in toward Decatur, Jack County and Jacksboro, up toward Montague County into Bowie, off to the east into Sherman and Gainesville. So again, we're watching that potential. Couple of things coming together. Parked front right through the Metroplex, and now in the upper levels of the atmosphere, the jet stream is coming into play, and we're under that northwesterly flow between high and low pressure. So this northwesterly flow is going to bring us a disturbance overnight. That's going to combine with that stalled front, and that's what's causing the showers and thunderstorms for us tonight through the overnight. Again, slight chance of the severe weather from DFW back up to the north and west, and the areas also highlighted in that watch. Gusty, damaging winds, lightning, and heavy rain. Here at home, we had a tighter record at DFW at 106 today. Currently, it's 104 at the airport, and again, we're seeing winds out of the south to about 20. Rain chances tonight at 50%. We'll keep that chance in through the afternoon tomorrow. Low tonight at 79. You can see the 7-day, we cool it down, but we're not done with those rain chances. Still 30% with that next front Friday. A little cooler in the low 90s, but still some wet weather headed our way.
All right, that's not bad. We could definitely use the rain if we can get it.
We can.
Yeah, you bet. Sports headed your way in just a minute. Stick around.
We have new weather information now coming into the Weather Center. A new severe thunderstorm warning in effect for now Montague and Wise County until 7 p.m. Take a look at the radar, and you can see that it's lit up to the north and west of the Metroplex. Now, in particular, Wise and Montague County, we're seeing reports of gusts to 60 miles per hour, quarter-sized hail moving to the northeast around 20. All eyes on the potential for severe weather for tonight and through the overnight period. Now back to you.
All right, thanks, Julie. The fans are happy to hear that kind of talk.
Oh, yeah.
Got that right, George. All right, Kelly Clarkson usually sings about bad breakups, but tonight she's drawing inspiration from football.
Burleson Natum just released this song, Get Up, for the Pepsi NFL Anthems campaign. Clarkson says that she was inspired by the Dallas Cowboys and their cheerleaders.
It's easy to do. By the way, Julie will be keeping an eye on that radar for us tonight.
That's right. That's our news for now. Thanks for watching.
See you tonight at 10.